Hey, happy Thursday, Modexus. Today I'm going to combine two claims. So claim number 6 and claim number 7, they both pertain to the intestinal tract. Although Health Canada gave two separate claims. So the first claim is it helps to maintain a healthy intestinal tract. And the second claim was it helps to maintain a healthy gut flora. So those are two different situations, but since they both pertain to the intestinal tract, I've put them together because ultimately what Health Canada is saying that whatever is going on in your gut, you could take Probio Balance for. So what's the difference between the gut flora and gut health? Well, for instance, you could have a duodenal ulcer, which is the upper part of the intestinal tract, not really deep in the intestinal tract, where your other diseases like IBS, Crohn's, are deeper down. Remember, you have 22 feet of intestinal tract, so they're deeper down, and they can cause some severe bloating and gas and pain. There's another situation called diverticulitis, where you get lesions actually, where the intestinal tract will adhere to itself, and then it won't move very well. So that causes some very severe pain. But all of those things indicate that we don't have a healthy gut and we don't have a healthy gut flora. And so Probio has a claim for both of those, which ultimately means that we can give Probio Balance for anything going on in the intestinal tract. But just to separate out this one where the gut flora, I want to talk about that a little bit, because the reason we used the particular strain of Lactobacillus plantarum that is in Probio Balance is because it came with, so this is not a claim that we were granted, this is a claim that the manufacturer was granted, that it has a particular activity in increasing lipolysis in the intestinal tract. So what does that mean? That means it increases fat metabolism in your intestinal tract. So understand, when you eat a big steak, 12, 16 ounce, beautiful barbecued ribs or ribeye or another type of high fat meal, a lot of that fat will pass through the bile acid in your stomach, and will get into the intestinal tract, and hopefully you have the bacterial flora which will literally metabolize or digest that fat and get rid of it out of your body. If you don't, that fat can stay in your intestinal tract, and it can cause a lot of inflammation as those fats become rancid, and they are inflammatory. Or if you're somebody who's eaten a lot of seed oils, then in your diet, so using things like canola oil as a cooking oil or something like that, or margarine, then those can become rancid, and they're very difficult for our body to get rid of, and hopefully we'll have the intestinal flora to actually metabolize those molecules and get them out of the body. So ultimately, Probio Balance can be used for people with practically any challenge in their gut. And once again, the really good thing is there's no drug interaction. So if somebody is already on medication for their IBS or their Crohn's or a duodenal ulcer or diverticulitis or anything else, you still can take Probio Balance along with that, because there are no interactions with that. Now, I just wanted to mention this. When you go buy a probiotic at a store, and you'll see that some have 7, some have 11, 13, 15, multiple kinds of probiotics in them. There isn't any real good science behind those. Those are sort of the more common isolated probiotics from the intestinal tract. They have to be treated so that they can pass through the acid of the stomach. We have an enteric-coated capsule to do that, so we don't have to worry about treating them in any way to make them endure the stomach acid. We can use the pure Lactobacillus plantarum as it is. And just because they're the common ones doesn't mean they're the ones that we're short of in the intestinal tract that would be causing the problem, because there's many hundreds of bacteria in our intestinal tract. So how do you make sure that you get a variety of bacterial flora that your intestinal tract can use? It's by eating leafy green vegetables, and basically from our diet we get a lot of bacteria that hopefully will get in there. And it's one of the advantages to eating organic is the fact that there is less herbicides and pesticides. Organic doesn't mean there isn't any, but there is less herbicides and pesticides to damage that bacteria that can be useful in our intestinal tract. So if you have somebody asking you about Probio Balance, if you know somebody that has any kind of intestinal tract problem, you can recommend Probio Balance. Best to take it with your evening meal. You can take 1 or 2, depending on your situation and the severity of your situation, but you can take 1 or 2 with your evening meal, and hopefully you'll see a reduction in the symptoms. So claim number 6 and 7 are put together because they both pertain to the intestinal tract. So have a great week. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.